So is belief in God just a crutch? When I was a younger Christian, sometimes I would hear people say, well, you're just using God as a crutch. And it was meant to be an insult. It was meant to say, you're weak. You can't stand on your own 2 feet. And I'll admit, I took it as an insult. But as I continued in my relationship with God, I started to realize that really it's true. I do use God as a crutch. And I'm thankful that I do. Because when you think about crutches, what do? Well, one, they help you get from point A to point B. And yes, God wants to help you get from point A to point B. He says in Psalms 32:8, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. God wants to help you. He wants to instruct you and tell you which way to go. But he ultimately wants to get you from this life to eternity with him. So yes, God wants to be your crutch. He's my crutch, and I have no problem saying that he's my crutch. And then when you think about what do crutches do? When someone's on crutches, they are transferring the weight that they can't carry to the crutches, right? Because of the injury, they can't walk on their own. So they have to transfer the weight that they can't carry to the crutches. And I'm sure you probably have some weighty issues in life that you're not supposed to be carrying. God wants you to transfer that weight to him, whatever it may be. You may be dealing with loss of a loved one. You may be dealing with past hurts, past abuse. And God is saying, hey, transfer that weight to me. Because what does it say in 1 Peter 5:7? It says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Some Bibles say, cast all your cares. So yes, Jesus wants to be your crutch. He's saying, cast it on me. You're not supposed to carry it anyway. Now, sometimes we don't really want to make God our crutches for the same reason a prideful person. A lot of times, guys, we don't like to admit when we're hurt. But think about it. What do crutches do? They make you walk different. They make you walk different. When someone walks into the room and they're on crutches, they look different from everyone. And I think sometimes that's why we don't want to make God our crutch, because we know he's going to change our life's walk and people are going to look at us different. Because yes, it says in 1 Peter 2:9 that yes, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So the key word there is peculiar. When someone's on crutches, they look peculiar. And when you make God your crutch, it's going to make you look peculiar. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing because you may not be broken, physically with an injury, like an ankle injury or a leg injury or something like that. But one thing that is injured, that we all have, and it's our soul, is injured with sin. And that's why we need God as our crutch, because we have an injury. And yes, and when you give God your soul and you embrace his gift of salvation through the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, yeah, you will walk different. You will be peculiar. And when people will do what they do when they see someone on crutches. When we see someone on crutches, even if we can see what's hurt, what do we ask them? What happened? And so when you start walking different because you've made God your crutch, people will come to you and they'll say, what happened? And you'll be able to tell them about the injury of sin, but how God took care of it when you made God your crutch. And you can tell them how that he can become their crutch.